Hi, I'm back with another vlog, and today I'm vlogging on Christina Superstar. So, I've been looking into Christina for a long time now, especially trying to find out exactly what happened to her when she passed. When I had done some correspondence with Christina's ex, Lori Gursky, several months ago, she wrote about Christina having mental illness, and what she said was in regards to the arrest and the trial for assault that Christina went through for assaulting a member of the audience at the Pyramid Club by hitting them in the eye with a mic stand. Lori wrote, quote, "When we talked about the incident, I was not surprised as she was both mentally and physically abusive to me throughout our relationship. She was diagnosed schizophrenic and received treatment in her adolescent years, but never continued treatment or took medication for her illness. The only psychiatrist she saw was for clearance to undergo gender change." So, schizophrenia is a mental disorder characterized by abnormal social behavior and failure to understand what is real. Common symptoms include false beliefs, unclear or confused thinking, hearing voices that others do not hear, reduced social engagement, and emotional expression and lack of motivation. So the obvious thing here for me with this description of schizophrenia, the one thing that stands out is the hearing voices that others do not hear. So if you look at the video uploaded by 5 Ninth Avenue Project called Christina's Screen Test, there is a moment in the video where she looks off in the distance and says, "Oh, oh," and she appears to be listening to something, and then looks at the camera and says, "They are telling me to tell you how embarrassed I was after I realized that I had acid in my face." So, who was telling her that? There was no one else there. Was she hearing voices in her head, or was she literally just playing a game? It's not clear as to how much of her behavior was sort of a game that she was playing with others, and how much of it was actually her being real and genuine. So if we take a look closer at schizophrenia, and before we do this, I want to make it clear I'm not a doctor, nor do I work in a medical field, nor do I have any medical training. So please do not take this as medical advice. If you think that you or someone that you know may suffer from schizophrenia, please immediately seek help from a mental health professional. So, schizophrenia is a chronic and severe mental disorder that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. People with schizophrenia may seem like they have lost touch with reality. Although schizophrenia is not as common as other mental disorders, the symptoms can be very disabling. Symptoms of schizophrenia usually start between the ages of 16 and 30. In rare cases, children have schizophrenia too. So this is when Lori said that she was diagnosed was early in her life. The symptoms of schizophrenia fall into 3 categories: positive, negative, and cognitive. Positive symptoms are psychotic behaviors not generally seen in healthy people. People with positive symptoms may lose touch with some aspects of reality. Symptoms include hallucinations, delusions, thought disorders, unusual or dysfunctional ways of thinking, and movement disorders, agitated body movements. Simply from an observation point, watching the videos that Christina appears in, I would say that it is possible that she may suffer from thought disorders or movement disorders as well. And the movement disorders become particularly obvious when she is in a group of people, so meaning that she's in a video with more than her and Nelson. And then the thought disorders, to me, it's just the way that she speaks and the things that she says. That does not necessarily mean that that proves that she has schizophrenia. It could have been an act, it could have been a character, but those are 2 possible things that could show that she was suffering symptoms from untreated schizophrenia. Negative symptoms are associated with disruptions to normal emotions and behavior. Symptoms include the flat effect, which is reduced expression of emotions via facial expression or voice tone, reduced feelings of pleasure in everyday life, difficulty beginning and sustaining activities, and reduced speaking. So from my observation, I would say that she possibly did suffer from the flat effect, as she did have that flat, affected, German accented voice, although this could have been completely put on her part because she did not actually have the German accent, because you can hear her speaking in her real voices a couple of times, but even her real voice did seem a little bit flat as well. And I would also say that the reduced speaking she may have suffered from as well. And again, you can see that demonstrated in any videos where Christina is in a group setting. She becomes very withdrawn and speaks very little. For some patients, the cognitive symptoms of schizophrenia are subtle, but for others, they are more severe and patients may notice change in their memory or other aspects of thinking. Symptoms include poor executive functioning, the ability to understand information and use it to make decisions, trouble focusing or paying attention, problems with working memory, the ability to use information immediately after learning it. As for these, I can't really say one way or the other whether or not she suffered from any of these symptoms. And this information that I'm reading to you came from nimh.nih.gov, so nimh.nih.gov. So we also know that Lori said that her schizophrenia was untreated. So if we go to sharecare.com and look at what are some of the effects of schizophrenia if left untreated, MD Mark Morinell wrote, "Schizophrenia is one of the primary causes of disability and health problems for people around the world. The disease often starts to affect people when they reach their teenage and young adult years. When this happens, they are unable to develop normal social skills and their development is halted. There are effective treatments for this illness. Unfortunately, for a variety of reasons, people with schizophrenia may not get treated for the disease. This can lead to serious problems including disability, financial ruin, homelessness, social isolation, inability to live alone, inability to hold a job, drug and alcohol abuse, violence, and suicidal behavior." So again, this is all just me speculating, but there are two that I would say could fit in with Christina in terms of side effects. So one of them would be drug and alcohol abuse. Now I know this isn't a guarantee because she was in a circle where drug and alcohol abuse was rampant, and that definitely does not make you a schizophrenic, nor does it necessarily make you someone who suffers from mental illness. There are a lot of people who suffer from drug and alcohol abuse. The other thing would be violence and suicidal behavior. Although I don't know whether or not she had suicidal behavior, both Michael Alec and Lori Gursky have said that Christina did either randomly have violent outbursts, which I believe Michael Alec said she seemed almost unaware of, and Lori Gursky herself did say that her relationship with Christina was quite physically and mentally abusive. This is what Michael Alec wrote. "The reason Christina's death is so long after her initial arrest at the Pyramid Show is because the man she hurt at the Pyramid pressed charges, and approximately 10 months later, she was facing a trial and too afraid of going to jail. Sadly, she killed herself before the trial even began." Now, Lori Gursky pushed back hard on this claim, saying that her passing had absolutely nothing to do with the incident at the Pyramid Club, but rather, Christina was suffering from failing physical health over a long period of time, and she said that is what ultimately caused her passing, that it was not suicide nor an overdose, but rather failing health due to several untreated medical conditions, including schizophrenia. So, as for what side could be true, I think technically by looking at what we know, really either could be true. There are a lot of people who come out and say other things about Christina. I know there are a lot of rumors. I know there are a lot of other rumors floating around about what happened with Christina and how she passed. But at this point, they are rumors that I can't in any way tie to information, so I'm not prepared to repeat them at this point in time. But I do find it very interesting because I think that it is highly possible that Christina did suffer from schizophrenia. and I think that it adds to the sadness surrounding her passing, just because of the way that she was treated by people around her, that she was treated by the public at large, and the way in general that she is spoken about to this day by people that she knew or was acquainted with back while she was around. But for now, these are the two main theories as to what happened, and I don't know which one is true. I think it's equally possible that either could be true. But I really just wanted to, I guess, vocalize this because it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. So please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that she passed due to a drug overdose? Do you think that she passed by taking her own life? Or do you think that it was literally failing health that ultimately caused her passing? Let me know what you think below. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I know I've been MIA for a while. I really have not been feeling well. I'm still not feeling well, but I'm sick to death of just laying around and not doing anything. So I thought I would suck it up and make this video. Feel free to watch some of my other videos that I've done on Christina. There's a whole ton of them where I go into detail on a lot of the videos and a lot of what people have said about her. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so by clicking the kitty, and I will see you guys again for my next upload.